Hello everybody, it's John Burns. I'm here to kick off your June construction update. As you know, being here on campus, there is a lot of construction activity. We have work happening really on all ends of campus. And so today we're going to take some time. We want to show you and share with you the work that's underway. I'm going to kick it off. Some others will follow later with some of the other elements of construction in terms of the update for this month. But first, let me start out with the work that you might be seeing between the garden apartment and the tower. The construction team, Gilbane Henderson, has begun development of a temporary corridor that will connect between the garden apartment and the tower, because one of the next phases of work will be the demolition of the pool, and that corridor between the garden apartments and the tower will need to be closed. And so a temporary, fully covered and conditioned corridor will be developed that will come out of the garden apartment and run up the sidewalk and down towards the tower, and then into the tower where the former accounting offices were. That work take place throughout June, wrapping up in July. So look for that. They've already poured the concrete slabs, and that work will continue. The steel work will begin next week, the week of June 7th or so. The second piece of update is the work that you're seeing out on the village, which is where the employee lot, the temporary lot on the Azalea land. They've cleared that, as you can see if you've been out there. They've cleared the trees and they've begun the excavation of the site. The grading there needs to change. That whole area needs to become level and sloped to accommodate for the new buildings that are going to be built there. And it's going to be lay down for much of the construction that happens on the rest of the campus. So that work has started and will continue. And we'll see that now for the rest of this summer and into the winter. There'll be work happening out at the village. I think soon we'll be showing you some of the renderings of what that will look like once it's all finished. But that work will continue, and you'll see that happening. The other big piece of news is that starting June 1st, so last week, we closed a portion of the nature trail back about where the back of the garage is, all the way around to the garden apartments. Construction will begin there with new utility work and some clearing for the new Vital Living Center. So that stretch of trail is closed. There is a map that shows where the trail is open for you to walk, and it is about a 3/4 of a mile long trail during the period that trail is closed. And we really need to reinforce, we need you to stay away from the construction. And that area back there, there's just going to be too much going on, and so we've closed it and we'll fence it off. And so look for that. Also, the pool patio, the patio to the west of the pool, has been closed. It also closed on June 1st. Because it is inside the construction zone, we need all residents to stay out of there. So we've closed that door, locked it, and we have closed the pool patio because there's work coming there and demolition coming there in the not too distant future. And then the last piece of construction update from me, and you're going to hear from others, is the Avalon entrance. And that's what's behind me here. The Avalon entrance has been closed and fenced, and the interior hallway has been closed. This is being renovated, and a new entry corridor, new lobby, and a new staircase up to the Canterbury dining room lobby area will be installed throughout this summer. So this new stairwell will come upstairs. It'll enter into where the former train room was, right next to the billiards room, outside the Canterbury room, and that'll be the new entry point for the Avalon entrance if you want to just come in and go upstairs. So look for that work to happen here soon, wrapping up in October. That's it for me. I'm going to hand it off to Tom Henning now, who has construction updates on his projects.
Good afternoon. My name is Tom Henning with Westminster Canterbury Richmond, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the East Elevator project. It's over here on the courtyard on the east side of the parking lot. There's 2 elevator towers, and right now we're working on the north tower, which is going on right behind me. That's where they're forming the walls to pour the concrete foundation walls that'll form the footings and base for the walls that go on top for the upper floors, which will be floors 1 through 4. For that subsurface area, there'll be a lobby area for both this north elevation and south tower elevation that'll enter right into the parking garage. You'll notice in this video that we have a saw cut opening of where the parking garage has been cut open, and that'll be the area where folks will walk through into the lobby to get onto the elevator to go up to the upper floor in the courtyard. We're going to continue the work of forming and pouring the concrete walls on both the north and south elevators. We'll backfill those areas and have ground put back in place and protected, and then start the upper framing work that'll start happening with both masonry and stud wall work. The project is scheduled to be completed in late September, early October, with the north tower elevator being completed first, and then the south tower elevator will follow shortly after. So now we're at the Tower Resident Garden project, and you'll notice behind me that we're just starting the excavation where we're clearing the ground and getting it all ready and graded for the paver work to start this month. So the rest of the month of June, you're going to see where we're going to be leveling the areas out, getting it sloped in a way where we can have them fall off the way we need to by design, and all the pavers will begin to be installed along with the flower plant beds. These plant beds will be permanent and planted in the ground and will look similar to the other plant beds we have around campus. We also are going to start to have plans for the greenhouse and shed to be constructed at a later date. However, at this point, we're just going to get the flower plant beds put in place first.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Glendon Kemp, the security manager at Westminster Canterbury Richmond, to talk about safety and security while we have these amazing things happening on campus to make this place even better than it already is. There are going to be some areas around campus where you usually can go, where you're not going to be able to go. You will know these areas by the fencing and signage that are up. The fencing and signs are there to help remind you to stay out of these areas. I also want you to keep in mind that this is a fluid situation, that the construction on campus is ever changing, and so it will change quite literally from day to day. So when you come across the fencing or signage, please stay out of these areas. I also want to say, just as a reminder, that my job is to provide you with peace of mind, of safety and security while you're here at Westminster Canterbury. And in return, I ask that you do the same for me and provide me with a little peace of mind, knowing that you're going to stay out of these areas while we are making this amazing campus even more amazing. We know that you're curious. We're going to bring you these videos monthly to quench that curiosity. We will take you behind the scenes, which will help us to help you stay out of these areas. I want to thank you for your time today and for your future compliance with staying out of these areas. Thank you.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome back to another edition of What's Going On in the Promenade and our construction site. Orientation to our right is going to be the new entrance to the tower lobby. You'll come through there into the new rotunda. As you scan up, you'll see a beautiful rotunda that's still just sheetrocked off, but it certainly gives the area far more definition than it did before. Over to my left, you'll see some of the construction site that's underway as they begin to open up the new storefront, as we call it. It's the new glass area that leads out into the ellipse. To my right is what we call our flexible dining area. This area is going to be set aside for residents' interaction, social engagement. We'll use this as flexible dining space for special events. Over here on the other side, we have a smaller section for smaller floor parties, 15 to 20 people. We'll be able to use this facility in this space right over on this side. And beneath my feet, you'll see this white plastic mesh material. This mesh is meant for the construction group to begin laying down tile. This will be the new flooring that goes into the promenade. And right in front of me over here is where some of the tile has already been laid. Here we're going to look into the promenade where you can actually see they've done a lot of work. We've got new tiles around the outside. We have new tile work, which is encasing our new kitchen in the back. And they will pretty soon be able to begin laying flooring down for this area as well as they get ready for the next phase of the operation. These are very exciting times because, as you can see, It no longer is just studs and framework, it actually is taking shape for everybody. So the dining team is really excited about this future opportunity to provide high-level food services to all the residents, their families, and guests. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you all have a great day.